What is up, everybody? You know, I always start this show off first by centering the screen. Secondly, it's going to be by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. First and foremost, let me change your socks. As my friends over at Camel City Mill, guys, I never thought that I would ever give a shit about socks. I really did. I never thought that I would care. It would really make that big of a difference. But these socks are fucking legit. I'm not even going to lie. These things are 100% legit. I only wear these socks to work. Well, I try to. I actually need to get more. When I'm not wearing them, I feel the difference. I am weird in my normal everyday life. I love the Dick's brand of socks. It used to be Nike, but my kids steal them, so I just stopped buying them. I wear these to work, and I notice the difference. I don't care if it's 100 degrees outside. It's going to keep your foot dry. When it's cold outside, it's going to keep your foot warm. It just constantly is able to regulate the temperature of your foot. When I take my foot out of those nice new boots, it doesn't smell like Bigfoot's asshole. Like it makes a huge difference. And I tell people, I get it. I know we worry about the boots that we wear. We should. But let's start worrying about the socks we put inside of those boots. It's an investment. Just like the tools you buy. You buy nice boots, work pants, a jacket, whatever it is. Check out the socks, man. I'm telling you. And you guys know it's not about the sponsorship because they have a 20% off deal when you go the first time. Get the 20% off. Don't use my link the first time. Get 20% off. Try the socks out. Buy a couple pair. If you like them, then go back in and use my link. You use the discount code Uncensored10 to save 10% on your order. But obviously, I'd rather see you guys get double and get your 20% off in the beginning. So go check them out. I'm not saying to wear these socks every day. That's up to you. But buy a couple of pair, wear them to work. They have them in ankle, low, like no-show socks, boot socks. They have a bunch of different kinds. I have a few of all of them, and they're absolutely awesome. I love these socks. Go check them out. CamelCityMill.com. Use discount code Uncensored10 on your second purchase. Take the 20% off they give you on the first one. All right? With that being said, let's go. Next, guys, my friends over at Yellow Jacket, man, I am super pumped. I have been using it all week. I told you about their new remote viewing, remote logging, remote whatever you want to call it, where now if you have any of their wireless tools and they connect to the Yellow Jacket app, one of your team members, one of your friends, whoever it is having, they're in trouble, they need help. They can send you a link and you can remote see into exactly what they are watching. You can see their pressures, their temperatures. If they have everything hooked up, you can see the psychrometrics, the electrical readings, the refrigeration pressures and temperatures, the vacuum that they're doing, the microns, everything. This has been huge for me in trying to help my team at the same time run a business and also be that support system for them. I have loved it. It's been amazing. We have been using it ever since I found out at AHR, and it's absolutely free. We can build reports for our customers. I have all the guys who have Yellow Jacket stuff right now. The ones that don't, I am getting it for them. But we're able to build those reports, copy it into the customer's file. We download it in the Service Titan as a file. It's there. We can send that to the customer. It's been amazing. We've had amazing customer feedback. So anybody out there, if you have any of the Yellow Jacket products that are wireless, Bluetooth that connect to the app, I highly suggest that you check it out. Guys, I say this every week. I will never tell you what to buy, ever. All I say is if you're going to spend some money, you're looking to upgrade any of your tools, to give my friends over at Yellow Jacket a look. That's all I ever say. I always tell you to shop locally, support your local dealers. If God forbid you cannot find it at your local dealer, then you can go to True Tech Tools, use discount code Uncensored, and save 6% on your order. It is no longer 8% for any of the codes. They are all 6% now, just so you know that. Kind of a buzz, but hey, the fact that they've been giving these discount codes out forever, I'm just extremely grateful that I have one. Yeah, with that being said, man, remember, Yellow Jacket, pretty sure it's like 77 years now, but Yellow Jacket, 77 years of expertise built into every tool. On to the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KB Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I'm your host, Gil KV Jr. I was going to say here we are another hump night, but it's actually Thursday. So my bad. I did a horrible job. I made a whole video explaining what was going on last night. And guess what? I did not put it out. I was a guest last night on another podcast with my buddy Everett, who was on the show last week. Myself, Mr. Ben Poole, and Mr. Johnny V were a guest on his show. And it was for a good cause, so I didn't want to miss it. That's why I moved the show to this night. And I also had a guest that had to cancel last night, so it was kind of a whim, but I was able to work it out. Good buddy of mine was able to come on with me tonight, and I'm super excited to have him back on the show. So let me say what's up to some people, and let's get going. Mr. Nasty, what is up, Nasty? He's actually going to be coming on the show. He's no longer going to be in the shadows of the chat. He's coming on camera. Can't wait for it. Mr. HVAC Blogger, what is up? What is up? Mr. Jared, what's up, my man? Mr. Jason, what is up, my brother? Ryan Hughes, how the fuck are you, brother? Good to see you, buddy. Mr. Zeke Warner, what is up, my man? I was thinking about you the other day, man. I was going to text you, Zeke. But yes, anyway, man. Thank you guys for being here, man. Let's get on with this show. But guys, my guest is amazing, man. You guys all know him. I'm so glad that I got to meet this guy years ago. And I love it. The fact that I'm one of the old heads when it comes to the podcasting game. I love that I've got to see so many people's journey, and this guy is one of them. To see his journey from, hey man, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, to creating the name of the show and getting the logo and starting the show and getting co-host and staying consistent to what he's doing now. I absolutely love the journey. I'm so excited for what he has going on now. And they're truly, truly kicking ass, man. So guys, without further ado, please welcome Mr. Pat Finley from Commercial Kitchen Chronicles.
What's going on, man? That's one hell of an intro.
I try to, man. I try to roll out the fucking red carpet here, man.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it, man. What's going on?
Not much, buddy. How you been?
In a hotel room in San Antonio for 2 weeks, so enjoying life on the road, but it's worth it.
There you go. How long have you been there so far?
I came in Sunday, and I will leave the 28th Saturday morning, so 2 weeks of class. And it's too far to go back home on the weekend, so I'll just hang out here for the weekend. I'm actually going to go hang out with Mr. Ben Poole on Saturday, so I'm excited for that.
There you go. Yeah. I know. Be careful, Ben's. If you go to Ben's house, apparently that barn that he's built on his ranch, there's like trap doors and dungeons and like sex toys and shit. So be careful.
Well, that's where I'm going. So I hope it doesn't disappoint.
Oh, that's funny. They at least looks like they give you a nice room, man. Can you get like free porn on the TV and they pay for it?
No, everything's paid for. It's just a residence, and it's not bad. I try not to spend too much time here. I try to get out and go around, but they've got me scared to wander around San Antonio. They said they got a bad homeless problem, some other stuff. So like, don't go to this area. Don't go to this area. I was like, where can I go? And they're like, oh, just stay at the hotel.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah,
you're not far from, isn't Adrian from Reliable HVAC? Isn't he around there?
I think he's a lot further south. I think he's pretty far south. I'm not sure. I have to reach out to him. I meant to say something in his chat tonight. I was in his show chat tonight, hanging out. Meant to say something. I know. I think Jason Johnson's in Austin. I think so. There's some people around.
Yeah, Jason's in here. Yeah, no, that's cool. What I see, I would like to do something like that, to do training I can't now just with like the way the family life is, but I think that would be cool to travel for a little bit, especially like you said that, now normally like your wife goes with you. So that's awesome. It's not even like a spousal thing. Like you're gone all the time. If she gets to go with you, it's like a cool little vacation.
Yeah, she works from home, so if the hotel internet's all right, she'll work from a hotel room. If not, she goes into the office. 'Cause most of the places I go are pretty cool. They're companies I work for or work with. So she'll tag along and she'll go work in the office, and at night we'll go eat food and goof off and go see stuff. So I was hoping she could come, but my oldest son, he's going to training next week for a week, and he kind of dumped his dogs on us. So she's going to stay home with his dogs and our dog, and so, it's worth it. We have fun though. She goes everywhere with me. She's my best friend and my partner in crime.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Your one son is doing what you do, right? Didn't he work with you?
Both of them actually do now. So my oldest has been doing it almost 4 years. He's actually going to refrigeration training next week for a week. And then my youngest son's been doing it for about a year and a half. And oldest son's doing really well. He's picked up, he's growing, he's grasping it. Youngest son's doing pretty well as well. He's been doing it a year and a half, and he has fun. He likes it, and it's cool working with your kids. They're two totally different people. The oldest, the one that's doing really well, I mean, he's been doing it longer, but he never touched tools before he started working here. Like, he was like, hey, he wanted to go to college, but he wanted to go with his buddies, and he wanted to go party. And I was like, hey, I'm not signing those student loans, dude. That's on you, because I know it was going to happen. And he worked for the city for a year, and then one day he's like, hey, are you guys hiring? I was like, yeah, who you got? He goes, me. And I said, no, you're not coming to work with me, dude. I was like, it's not going down like that. And he's like, well, I'm applying anyways. And it's kind of cool to see him grow and develop. He's taken that sports mentality. He was a jock. I mean, that was his thing during school. And he took that sports mentality of you're not going to beat me, and it's applied it to this, and he's done really well at it.
That's awesome.
Yep. And the youngest, he's more analytical. He's more of a thinker. He was like a straight A student, didn't try. Like, they wanted him to go to like National Honor Society, and he turned all that down. He's like, nope, I don't want to go to college. I'm not writing essays. He's like, I don't need the stupid, fancy little tassel or whatever. So he's here too.
It is cool, man. My oldest son is working for me, and I don't know if this is what he's going to stay doing. He keeps having that, like, I don't know kind of deal. I think he gets frustrated with install because sometimes he'll be with like a lead that's like go, knock shit out. And then he'll be with a lead that like is a little slow, starts a little bit later. And in those days, he likes to, he's like me. He's an early bird. He likes to get up, get in, do his shit and get out. But I enjoy seeing him. I think I said it like the other week. I like seeing him like excited about his tool bag and, buying tools and stuff like that. Especially like I came up working with my dad. So even if I have this for a little bit, I'll enjoy it. It just sucks that I can't be out there with him. You know what I mean? Like I want to go out and do stuff with him. It's just, I'm in a different role. Like I gotta run the business, but I want to try to get out there with him more.
Yeah, it was fun because I actually trained him for like the first almost year, probably. If someone had a 2-man job, they'd take him, of course. But yeah, he rode with me. I got a pretty cool story. He always told me when I was in uniform, I wasn't his dad. So one day I'm sitting there getting ready for work, and he ain't up yet. And I was like, "Well, 6:30, it's time to leave." He wasn't up, but I just left him at home, and he showed up late, all mad, yelling at me and stuff. He's like, "Why didn't you wake me up?" I was like, "Oh, I was in uniform, man. I'm not your dad, remember?" And he quickly threw that out the window. Yeah, I give him hell. It's fun. He likes to brag about stuff he's done. He's like, hey, have you done this or fixed this? I was like, no. He's like, well, I can do that, so I'm better than you. I'm like, we'll see, dude. We'll see.
That's smooth. So he's like your oldest one is like out in a truck, like doing his own thing and all that.
Oh yeah, he's killing it, man. He's trained on a lot of manufacturing lines. He's the lead guy on a couple of product lines. So how we work is we try to have dedicated techs, and that means that if a call comes in for a certain product line, he's the first person. He carries most of the parts for it, and then if he can't do it, someone else can do it. And he's got a couple product lines he's really killing it at, and I kind of just am the jack of all. I got to clean up messes and all that kind of stuff, so it works out really well for him. He's growing and he's excited. So, but he bragged about it enough where he's got one of his best friends working for us now too. So I've got 3 guys 24 and under, between 24 and 20, and they're just out there killing it.
That's awesome, dude. I love hearing that. Young, your kids are not, but younger generation coming into the trade. So that's sweet, man. That's really sweet. So you're not like in the field at all now, or just like when you're not training, you're still out and about?
No, when I'm not training, I'm still out and about. So I'm helping develop this refrigeration course for Training Unlimited, which is our parent company, limited service group. It's a training program they have. They've had a hot side program for years, and they were wanting to start developing a refrigeration program for guys that wanted to go from hot side to cold side. Or say if we hire some guys fresh out of like trade school and they want to do refrigeration, they can go through the refrigeration side, because most trade schools are, it's just run you through there and get their money and kick you out and hope for the best. And I've got a couple of guys in here that they had that situation and they're doing pretty good. But yeah, I'm teaching at least 4 weeks of this class this year. I'll teach for Cefesa. I get some other stuff I do, but yeah, I'm still in the truck, man. I want to be in the truck as long as I can. I like it. I still have fun doing it. I still get them down to the floor, still climb up, in ceilings, ladders, rooftops. It is what it is. But I enjoy getting my hands dirty.
No, I hear you. I definitely miss it. And as like I told you, I've been in the field a lot since I've been back from Vegas, and I enjoy it. It's just, for me, the office stuff doesn't go away, though. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody else is doing it while I'm in the field. It just means when I actually do get into the office, it's like, oh, fuck, yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, I love being out there. I love getting my hands dirty, using the stuff, being with tools. I mean, it's coming up as a tech. I mean, I'm a tech at heart who just happens to be a business owner now and has to be the parent in the group, which sucks sometimes. If you ever decided that, hey, I am done, is there a path for you to get out of the field if you wanted it?
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working towards now. It's we have a program to develop future leaders we're launching. I'm trying to get involved in that. But it's kind of been a path for me, a goal for me from a lot of people, other people besides me that wanted me to do this, just because of the passion I share for the industry and, sharing the knowledge of people. But yeah, there's some stuff in the works. It's going to be a couple of years. I'm trying to pay down all my debt besides my house. So I should have it all paid off in like 12 to 13 months. And then I can afford to, take a different avenue or route. I don't have to, I mean, I could do it now. I don't want to eat ramen noodles every day.
No, I hear you. When that little bit of time, I mean, like the podcast does well, but I've always counted it as extra. It's not like I got to do other things. And when I had that little spurt, it was fun for the first few weeks. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I just podcast. I can just, I don't have to do anything else. But then I was like, yeah, I don't know about this, man, because these sponsors are, they're a little flaky sometimes. It's not something that I would want to count on. And then also buying a dream house that turned out to be a nightmare didn't help either. So I feel that trying to pay things off, but it's all right. My ex-wife just raped me and took more than half, so I'm good.
Well, I built a barn that cost me well over what I paid for my property 20 years ago. So it's a huge barn. It's got my office in there. It's got some other stuff in there. So it's cool. It's worth it. But it's just like now these opportunities come up. I'm like, they're like, well, we want you to do this, teach this and this. But they've also said, I can still stay in the field as long as I want as well, too. So it's going to be a part-time back and forth thing. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited for it. I mean, I love what I do. I tell everybody all the time, I wouldn't do the podcast and all the other stuff if I didn't enjoy what I do. I mean, it's a job, so there's days where you hate it, you don't want to do it, but I mean, for the most part, I do love what I do.
Yeah, you have to. And I always tell people, man, you just have to have get out when you want, just have an escape plan. You know what I mean? Because my thing is like, I get it. And I think I took my escape plan a little early, but I had to take the opportunity that presented itself to me. But I just feel bad for those guys that are like 60 years old in the field. And they're not doing it because they want to. They're doing it because they have to. And I just feel bad because I just feel like those old guys deserve better. And it's just because they didn't, I don't know if they didn't think about it or what it was, but it just, I don't know. That used to always hit me. And I'm just like, I respect these guys, but I don't want to be them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, some guys that's all they want to do. They don't care. I mean, my dad, or the guy I call my dad, he was in the field up till mid to late 70s when he passed. I mean, that was just his his mentality. And I think I kind of have that same mentality. I say all the time, I should have been born 20 years earlier because I can't deal with some of this shit anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a crotchety old man.
And no, man, like I keep myself in pretty good shape and I'm far from old, but I know I fucking feel things now that I didn't feel before, especially when you go hard for so long, like I went hard for 20 years in the field or close to it. Working in the weekends and shit like that. And if anything, I went into the management cycle more for time than it was to necessarily get out of the field. It was, to be around more for my daughters because my boys, like my oldest son who's in the trade now, like he'll tell you, like, I didn't see him when he was little. You know what I mean? I was working. I'd be gone before they woke up. I'd come home when they were asleep. And that kind of shit just took a mental toll. And I was like, man, I want to see my kids grow up, but if your kids are older and they're working with you, it's different,
Yeah, when my kids were younger, I was the same way, though. I mean, I didn't make near the amount of money I made now. We were a single income household. We had the adjustable rate mortgage that was stupid, high interest rate. Like, I just work all the time. My wife would go on vacation. She'd take the kids and go with her mom, and they'd go to, see family and go on vacation. And I'd just stay and just grind and work. And I mean, that's all I knew, though. But looking back, once I was a little more stable, I took vacations with the kids to spend some time with them, and now they're 20. My daughter turned 25 today. My son's 23. My youngest son's 20, and they understand and they realize that I was trying to do everything I could so they could do things they could do. My daughter played ultra competitive travel softball. Like we were gone on the weekends, traveling all over the Midwest. My son was wanting to play college football. He was doing, speed and agility, weights, quarterback lessons. I mean, and they didn't have a want, but I mean, they weren't spoiled, but they did the things that they wanted to do, or we thought they needed to do. So, I mean, it all worked out in the long run. My kids aren't mad at me. We've had this conversation, and they fully understand, luckily. So, but I could see some kids, being mad at their parents or that kind of thing. But hopefully, they understand why you did what you did.
Yeah, no, and I'm lucky. My boys do it. I definitely taught them work ethic. You know what I mean? Like they were like, dad busted his ass and did what he had to do, and I did the same thing. My oldest son, should be pitching in college right now. The kid can throw 95 plus miles an hour, quarterback, and I did all those things. I was like one of those like assistant coaches that was like never there when he was little, but when he got older and got into the competitive, like the national teams, I was able to be there and help coach and travel with him. And I'm so glad I got to be there to do that stuff because it was such a fucking awesome time. Like, I can't wait for my daughters to start doing softball, soccer, whatever sport they decide to do. I just can't wait to be involved to watch them because I enjoy that stuff, just being the dad sitting on the sideline. Like, I don't have to coach, especially if it's sport I don't know. I'm not going to be out there coaching soccer. I don't know shit about soccer, but I'll be the dad on the side fucking screaming,
I do miss those Friday night lights, man. That was a blast. Just sitting out there and just watching. I mean, my kid, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but he was a legit stud. He was like the county leading rusher. I mean, he was a stud, and it was fun to watch. My wife's just sitting over there chewing her fingers bloody, chewing her nails down, and I'm over there just screaming, yelling at refs and coaches and him. And it was always funny. He'd score a touchdown. He'd just look up at me and smile. And I just remember those days, man. It's fun. And I live right by the high school, and I hear the games on Friday nights, or I hear the cannon go off when they score. And I'm like, man, I miss it.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that because if my son would do something, he would always look at me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just have that look, and I'd always be like this or something, and he would just look at me. So that's funny. As a dad, that's just a cool moment. So yeah, man, and I'm glad I got to see that stuff. And if I wouldn't have been in the role I was in, I wouldn't have been able to, maybe might have, I don't know, but I know that I had the opportunity for that. I missed one of the comments before. Jason said, he's like, Pat, you liking that weather? 86 degrees in Texas.
Oh yeah, it's sweet, man. It's warm back home right now. It's kind of wild. I was here last week, Monday, Tuesday, and left Wednesday. I came in Sunday to help set up, and it was nice then too. But I left pretty cold weather. But I think it was like mid 60s yesterday and today back home in Indiana. All the snow's gone. My wife said most of the mud has dried up, and yeah, it's pretty nice. I went outside and smoked a cigar earlier and got attacked by mosquitoes. I got like 5 or 6 mosquito bites. I'm not too happy about that, but I'll trade it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm trying to look at the weather here. I would take that. I think today, like 39 here. We're getting up into the 50s though. I'll take it.
I'll take it, man.
Yeah,
I'll take it any day.
cold as shit, man. I'm glad that Snowmageddon's gone. All that snow,
Well,
people act stupid.
Yeah, we had like 14 inches of snow when we left for the week before HVAC Tactical and AHR. Man, it was retarded. I was glad to go to Vegas because it was like negative 27 degree wind chill. I was like, God, this is dumb.
Oh yeah, it was cold as balls here. It was the same way because we I remember my son dropped me off at the airport and I didn't want to I knew it was going to be warm in Vegas, so I wasn't trying to be all bundled up with a coat and have to find somewhere to put it. So I had a sweatshirt and like some joggers on. And he dropped me off and I was like, man, I'm going to smoke a cigarette real fast. And I was like, man, fuck this. I'm like, I'm not smoking. I just ran in the airport. I was freezing my ass off.
Yeah, I paid the extra to park in the garage right up by the freaking entryway into the airport. I was like, I'm paying $30 a day because I am not walking and waiting out in economy for a bus and freezing.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it was definitely cold. I'm not missing that. It was great for business. We were booming, man. So I can't complain. Now it's finally starting to level out a little bit, but you know, it's part of being in the residential game. It is what it is. As far as about work, man, how has the podcast been going, man? I know you guys been growing. You have more people, and I should know this, but I'm just gonna be honest. All three of you didn't start the show, right?
No, it was just me. And actually, my first co-host was a guy named Dusty, and we still talk to him. His life's changed a bunch, and he's not available on Wednesday nights, and he's just trying to be present with his family and kids and stuff. And so he's not really been on anymore. I mean, he'd come on as a guest here or there, but I picked up Rich and Jason. I met both of them on LinkedIn of all places. It's kind of funny. And they just come and go as they please. Rich started a business April 1st, it'll be 2 years, April 1st. And he's busy. He keeps hiring guys, and he thinks if he hires somebody, he's going to work less. And it's like the opposite. He hires somebody, he works more. So it's a good thing to have, I guess. But yeah. And Jason, he was a technician like us, and then he transitioned into facilities management for a big giant restaurant chain. Just left there, went to another small restaurant chain that's trying to grow, to give him some freedom, some ability to train their in-house techs and develop an in-house PM program and maintenance program. So he's really killing it. But no, it's just mainly me, Jason, and Rich, and we kill it. We just do what we can, have people on. We talk about the food service repair industry. We talk to tool manufacturers. We talk to HVAC techs. We talk to electricians. If you're in the skilled trades or you support skilled trades in any way, we will have them on and chat.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Obviously, I've met Jason. I've never met Rich. But yeah, Jason was telling me about his new role when we were at the RLS event. And he seemed like he's pumped.
He's loving it, man. He gets a lot more freedom, makes a lot more money too. So it's kind of wild. The place he did work at had a pretty tight-lipped social media stuff. So he was always scared to come on the show, and then he was always scared I was going to say something that's going to fall back on him. So this place is actually kind of supportive. They tag the stuff we do, and they want to see him grow, and they want the show to grow too. So it's really cool to see people support him. Jason's a good dude. Sometimes he's a little too nice. I hope he listens to that. But
stop being soft, bro.
Dude, I was messing with him earlier over some stuff, so I won't get into that, but I'm going to have to figure that one out.
Yeah, that's an all fair thing. Yeah, no, Jason's been awesome, dude. Every time I've met him, he seems very, very cool. Got to hang out with him. How come Rich doesn't come to the conventions or anything? Just busy?
He's busy. I think I can get him to go to Florida. He won't go to Chicago. He's born and raised in Florida. Like he lives in South Carolina, and that's as far as he's going north.
Yeah, Chicago sucks. It's cold as fuck. I'll be there, but if they stop going to Chicago, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. It should have to be a warm climate. Yeah,
I can just go to Vegas and Orlando, Vegas and Orlando, Vegas and Orlando, and I would not care whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean, besides that South Hall.
Yeah, Atlanta wasn't bad, and Atlanta means something to me because that's where I won Podcast of the Year. But yeah, Atlanta did the city did kind of suck, like where we were, like trying to get restaurants, and it was a 3-hour wait everywhere. So I get why they're not. I mean, I don't know if that was the reason, but it makes sense.
Yeah, Atlanta is a weird city. I have another show that goes there quite like every 4 years, and it's a nightmare there too. I mean, luckily their bus systems are pretty good, but. Yeah, in Atlanta, that's a good town for me. I won, influencer or social media content of the year, so that's always going to be a good memory there in that town. Besides walking,
we won the same year.
Yeah, besides walking 2 miles back to my Airbnb because I didn't want to wait on a bus or pay $100 Uber.
Yeah, that was the night that me and Scott, rookie, we were walking to go to a dinner, and I was like, dude, how the hell are we walking towards it? And the damn time is going up, not realizing I was supposed to be going back the opposite direction. And then finally I was like, dude, fuck this, and called an Uber. And we were still there. It was like a 6 o'clock dinner with Sporlin, actually. And we didn't get into like 9 o'clock. We didn't get in to eat until like 9 o'clock. It was fucking crazy.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah. So I definitely missed that.
We stayed in a weird little neighborhood. It was like an old industrial neighborhood. They turned the buildings into like apartments and condos and stuff. And it was super weird. Like my wife was scared. And then we seen these two dudes walking this little foo-foo dog. And she's like, oh, we're fine.
Yeah, that was.
She's like,
go ahead.
She's like, if they can walk that dog here, we're all right.
That's funny. Yeah, no, that was the year that we stayed in that was Atlanta. I was gonna say, never mind, not Chicago. Chicago is when I got duped. I stayed in that one supposed to be fancy hotel and it was fucking overrated. I forget the name of it.
The Drake?
Yes.
It's so old. It's cool, but it's like super old. And
yeah. It wasn't worth what I paid. And then there was like a little steakhouse down the street. And they're like, dude, the steak is so good. And, and like, I appreciate Rookie. So a lot of times when I go to HR, like I'll pay for everything because of all the stuff he does for me. He doesn't ask for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, dude, let's go in here and get a good steak. Fuck it. Whatever you want. Let's do it. I spent like $350 and that was the saltiest fucking steak I've ever had in my life. Like, I was just like, this is gross, dude. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we left there and ended up getting something else. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. I'm glad I got to try some of the deep dish pizza there. That shit was money.
Yeah, I go to Chicago every year for an event called NRA, and it's not that NRA. It's the National Restaurant Association. They have a show the weekend before Memorial Day weekend every year, and my parent company's based up there, so I go up there a day early, and I'll film some people or film some content in their big shop, and then I'll go over to the show on Saturday and Sunday and get some content, and then come home Sunday afternoon.
That's cool. Jared said if Chicago can't keep the Bears, they should not keep AHR.
Dude, I don't want the Bears. They're talking about coming to Indiana. I'm like, no. I don't want. Why are we spending Indiana tax dollars to bring the Bears to little Chicago? Like, you can keep them. We don't want them. It's a big thing right now.
They won. I didn't even hear that. I haven't been watching, listening to sports radio. But hey, at least they're halfway decent now. I mean,
for this year, they'll screw it up next year. You know how Chicago is.
True, very true, very true. It's kind of like
it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing in Indiana right now because they're trying to move over because our taxes are so better. And then, of course, all our government's like, oh, we'll give you tax breaks. We'll build the stadium. We'll create the stadium authority up there. And I'm like, no. I'm like, everybody's still pissed off where all the tax dollars went to help the Colts stay here. Now you're trying to bring the Bears here. Like, we don't want them. Like, stay in Illinois.
Yeah, and how's that going to work? You going to have two teams?
Well, they're still going to be the Chicago Bears. I mean, where they're going is little Chicago. I mean, it's just Indiana, Chicago. I mean, it's a toll road over. It's not that far. So it's just they're far enough in the state to get the tax breaks.
That's like when I went to Louisville. I think that's where it was. Or no. I was in Kansas City, and they're like, yeah, this is Kansas City, and across the river, like that's Kansas City. And I was like, what? They're like, this is Kansas City, Missouri. That's Kansas City, Kansas. I was like, okay. It was like I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but it was something like that. That was just right across.
Kansas City's just is like that, and so is St. Louis. Like, there's an East St. Louis, which is in Illinois, and then St. Louis, everyone knows, is in Missouri, and it's like the same way.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay.
Hey, Nasty, Iowa can have the Bears.
Oh God, I don't know. He retracted something, so God knows what he says. Outback is the king of steaks. I don't disagree with you. I think that's the best bang for your buck. Outback.
It is. That or Texas Roadhouse is pretty good too.
Yeah, exactly. Texas Roadhouse is good, but I actually took my girlfriend there for Valentine's Day. It was her choice. I was like, I'll go to Ruth Chris wherever you want to go, and she was like, I'm cool with Outback. So I was like, I'm down.
Nice. I came down here to Texas, and the guy that lives here and does most of the training, that he doesn't do refrigeration, so that's how I got involved. He's like, let's go to Texas Roadhouse. I was like, dude, I didn't come to Texas to eat at Texas Roadhouse, dude. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. If I go on a trip, I want to eat in like the hole in the wall, like the authentic places, not at a chain restaurant.
Yeah, we ate at some
I don't
burger.
have.
Yeah, it was some burger joint the other night. It was pretty good. It was weird. He's like, "Oh, there's only 3 of these." I was like, "Okay, let's go. I don't care." He's probably glad because it was cheap. Didn't hurt his budget too much.
Yeah, like when I went out to LA, like I had In-N-Out because we don't have them over here. Even though apparently they're getting like a warehouse in Texas or something. So now they might actually start popping up on the East Coast. That would be cool.
I think they were moving to like Tennessee or something. Corporate headquarters or something was moving out of California into Tennessee because of taxes and stuff.
Yeah, which is everybody's doing it because California sucks.
Yeah, JJ, East St. Louis is not a nice city at all. It's nothing like St. Louis. It's completely different. It's a crap hole.
Oh, it's kind of like Baltimore. That's what I say. Baltimore sucks.
Hey, I'll be there in May, hopefully.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's east, west, north. Well, South Baltimore is not that bad. That's kind of some yuppie white people, Polacks, Under Armour's there. But other than that, yeah, the rest of it sucks. You said you need to come up north on 35, Pat, to Austin.
So it's faster for me to fly into Austin and drive down here than it is to catch a plane from Indianapolis to San Antonio because you have to take connecting flights. There's no direct flights. It's like a 12-hour ordeal if I do that versus I can fly straight to Austin in 3 hours and drive an hour and a half down here. So I'm actually going to be up near Austin a couple times this weekend. I'm going to hang up with Ben Poole on Saturday, interview and do some stuff. And then I think I'm going to come back up Sunday for my wife has a friend that lives up there. So I'm going to go hang out with them for eat dinner and hang out with them.
Nasty said, I'd keep going further north on 35 to St. Paul.
Well, Nasty, I will be in St. Paul April 5th through the 18th. So we'll have to get something together, man. We'll be in Bloomington, Minnesota.
No, Nasty. All of my best friends are Polish. They have a ski in their last name.
That's funny. That's funny. So no, I get travel quite a bit. This stuff I'm doing at work. I know for sure I'm going to Bloomington, Minnesota, which is St. Paul, that area, and then I'll be some of the festival stuff I do. I'll be traveling to. I'll be out in your way. I'll be back down in South Carolina, so I get around a little bit, but it's fun.
No, it's nice, man. I'm trying to hang out, do some stuff together when you come here. I'll show you around Baltimore. Get some crabs, some food. You got to get some seafood, some crabs, some pit beef.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the stuff around here that is the must-haves.
Yeah, I'm excited to go. I've never been to Minneapolis, and I've worked for several companies that are based out of there. My General Parts headquarters actually in Bloomington, Minnesota is where I'm going. But I worked for a different company that was based out of St. Paul, Minnesota too when I first started doing this. So I'm excited to get up there. I'll probably hit up Nasty. I'll probably hit up Eric Connie when I'm up there too. Go hang out with him for a little bit.
That's funny. Sorry. Ryan Hughes said we should start the No Escape Plan podcast. That's hilarious. Because I said how you got to have an escape plan.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, everybody has their own thing. If they don't want to, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody for whatever they do. I mean, as long as they're not, hating life or whatever, do what you got to do what you want to do. I mean, Who knows? I may come out of the field and I may hate it. I may go right back to it. You never know.
I mean, I hated it when I first came out of the field. I hated going into the office. I would find reasons to get back into the field. And then it just slowly, but then it was cool, when it got to be like 4 or 5 o'clock and it was like, all right, see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? I started getting used to that. But yeah, it was a struggle. So it's not, and the thing is I say have an escape plan, doesn't mean you have to take it, but the option is there. You know what I mean? Because things change in life. I mean, and sometimes it can be on this year, everything's good. And next year, I mean, think about me, I went from everything's kind of okay to a divorce, a move and all that. Mm-hmm. And I was already in the same position, you know what I mean? But life things can happen that can change that you might change your mind. So that's what I mean by it.
Yeah. I think my biggest challenge right now is I'm a tech. And if I see a problem, I fix it. When I'm doing office stuff, I can't just fix it. I want it fixed now. It doesn't work that way. It's a completely different pace. I see, something broke, let's go fix it. If I see something broke in the office, I'm like, let's go fix it. Well, we can't, it's like, and that's my biggest learning curve right now is when I'm doing both. It's like, okay, I gotta, in the field, let's just go fix it, take care of business. In the office, well, I guess I gotta tell somebody, and they gotta tell somebody, and they gotta tell somebody, and we'll see what someone else wants to do.
Yeah. I mean, I love the teaching part, like teaching people and, and then just solving problems. I just like, oh, this is the issue, like solving any kind of problem. I'm always trying to,
Oh yeah.
like, oh, this is the issue. Like, all right, like I know there's a better way to do this or we can do that. So like, as long as I do that, and I have to set like limits for myself, because if I just sit in the office and go willy nilly, I won't get anything done. So I literally have to be like, I'm going to work on this for this amount of time. And when I'm done, I got to move on to something else for the most part. Some projects are a little different, but like a job my installers are doing now, I designed the ductwork for this house, and like, it was just fun to get back in there and design it and stuff like that. And just, remembering all that knowledge in my head with airflow and sizing and stuff like that. Then when they get done and they're like, dude, it works great. And I'm like, cool. Cause I was a little worried. Like wanted to make sure that my calculations were correct.
Nice. Yeah. That's something I've never done. Ductwork calculations or load calculations or anything. I was trying to get someone to do a load calc for my barn for me, so I could get a furnace and I want a heat pump and AC and a backup gas, heat source. And they never got back to me. So I'm going to find someone to do a heat calc on that big stupid barn.
Oh, I mean, if you send me your stuff, I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I'll have to get that over. Like it's 30 by 40 by 18. It's got 3 inches of closed cell foam ceiling in it, and there's 2 rooms in a corner, like a stacked room. There's like a 12 by 12 downstairs and 10 by 10 upstairs. And I've got mini splits in both of those. And hell, those rooms stay great. And the barn stays pretty good for the most part, even when it's down to 0. So I'm sure I don't need too much. It stays pretty decent in the summer too. But I just want some AC. I want some heat where I have to go out there and fire up a heater and chase myself out. I want to be able to like set it from my house. Like, oh, let's set it to 60. And like, oh, I'm going to go out in the barn in an hour. Let's set it to 70. And by the time I get to the barn, it'd be nice 70 degrees. And I won't have to wear a coat in between. I can just run out there real quick.
Yeah, no, we can definitely do that, man. I have a softwares and stuff that I can put it in, or just do it the old fashioned way with the math. But I can figure it out for you.
Nice.
So I know we talked about last week. What is some of your takeaways from AHR in Vegas?
Man, it was a blast. It's always too short. I always overcommit and trying to run around. That layout was stupid. I'm sorry to pick on AHR. That layout with the up and down on the south thing was kind of wild. I never, to be honest, and I'm probably gonna catch some shit from people I'm supposed to go see, but I never even made it upstairs on the south hall. And it seemed like everything I had to do was like, let's go to the south hall, let's go to central hall, let's go to south hall. And you look at the map, and the map's not drawn appropriately. It's like, oh, look, it's just right here. No, it's not right there. Like it's a wall.
Wasn't south north though?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention that much.
Somebody said something. I mean, I just looked at the sign, so I didn't really pay attention. But yeah, there was that one little goofy spot where some of like I had to go over to see CompanyCam, who was one of my sponsors, and like a bunch of the other people over there. I'm like, dude, you guys paid for this spot? Like this side sucks. Like there isn't shit over here.
It must have been the upstairs in the south, because it was kind of weird over there. Because I did some downstairs stuff at RLS and Amber Controls, some other stuff was over there that I hung out in for a while. But yeah, that I never went upstairs. I felt bad because there's someone I was supposed to go see, but like I was there all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and Wednesday I stayed till like 1:30, and I was like, I need to go to South Hall and go upstairs. And I went outside and I was like, oh, look, a taxi. Come get me out of here. Like, I was like, well, I guess I'm not making it to that booth. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm tapping out, man.
Yeah. I started making it. All my obligations are Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, sometimes since it's dead, I'll go back to like my sponsors and shoot like B-roll, because there's not as many people in the way, people on top of you. Other than that, I just like having that day to just relax. That's why I started going home on Thursday, so I can still go out Wednesday. And here the last few years, it's been where me and Scott have been going out with Craig Migliaccio and Ty. We've been going out to dinner with them and their wives and stuff. So it's been a good time. We went to a barbecue place that it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great in Vegas. I forget what it was called.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't plan anything Wednesday. Wednesday, I try to make people I want to work with or, that support me, even though, they didn't offer a booth spot or anything. I just try to go hang out with them for a little bit or stop by and say hi, make sure, see if they want anything or want me to do a video or something. But, I just got kind of wrapped up and I had a guest spot on Tuesday and they didn't tell me a time. They said Tuesday afternoon and I kept asking for a time and never did. And eventually I got tagged in a post. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to be there at this time then. And then I showed up and they were like, I was like, what do you want me to do? And they're like, oh, I'll just sit here. I'm like, okay.
And I just hate before HR when you get bombarded, especially if you're in the press room and you get bombarded with all the 9 million fucking emails from every swinging dick that's going to be there. Come look at my stuff. And I don't even look at them. I just delete them all.
Oh my God.
The only ones that I look at is sometimes people will go to Nicole Bush and be like, hey, we would like to get in touch with Gil from HVAC Uncensored. And then she'll direct them to me. I'll answer those only because I love Nicole and I know she won't send me no bullshit. But any of the other ones, I don't even look at the emails anymore because it's too much.
Jason clicks do not contact. I guess there's a button that says do not contact when you fill out the press pass. I'm like, and he's like, I still get emails. He's all mad about it. And I'm like, sorry, dude. You want that press pass? You want that free food? You want your little lounge? You get in early. You gotta pay the price of emails.
Yeah, no, it is part of it. And the press pass is money, dude. It's definitely.
No, dude. If you want to record early, you can get in. It's like, hey, if you're like, hey, Yellow Jacket, let's do this at 9:00 before the show gets busy. Let's show off your stuff. I'll come in and film. And it's cool because you just walk right in. And I guess Monday they weren't letting press pass people in because they didn't know, and people were losing their shit. The security people wouldn't let them in, and people were just losing their minds. No, I can get in. They're like, no, you can't.
Yeah, was it Monday? We had one of those days where the dude looked at me and he was like, he's like, yeah, I don't know if you go in. I'm like, it's a fucking press pass. Just scan it. And he was like, boop. And I walked fuck in. So.
I like when you get to Wednesday and there's not even people watching the doors.
Oh, yeah, no.
Wednesday, it's the doors are just open. You just do whatever. You're like, oh, okay, this is cool.
It's got
my first year. You got
job scanning though.
The first year you got me a spot on the podcast pavilion. The only spot was open was Wednesday at 1. And I'm recording a podcast and people are breaking down the booth. You can hear them dropping shit. And I'm like, what the hell? So I was like, I'd never do Wednesday late podcast.
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. I do 2 shows. I used to do 3. And I was like, I'm doing 2 and then leave my time to run around and hang out and do some appearances and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I do 2. I'm going to keep that 11:50, 12 spot because the shows I did this year were fucking awesome, dude. Both of my shows were packed. The first one I did when me and Everett went, I mean, it was standing room only. And at times, sometimes people will just sit down and they're not really paying attention to you. Mm-hmm. But these people were engaged. They were getting up and talking on the microphone. These are probably 2 of the best podcasts I've ever done at AHR. So yeah, I'll keep it. The only thing that makes me and I can't say anything because I've done it in years past where I've had a time and just didn't do dick. But now I at least try to do those 2 shows. But there's a lot of people, a lot of new podcasts, and I get it. There's up and coming people, but I've never heard of them, and they were just nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's kind of wrong. Man, if I make a commitment, I want to be there. And I feel bad if I wouldn't. So, that's why I don't overcommit. I try to do them early in the day because most time your meet and greets aren't early in the day. So I try to do at 10:00. I did do something pretty bad this year. Tuesday, as soon as I started the show, I started doing an introduction and I reached over to grab my white Monster and just brand new, just opened it and knocked it all over the table, dude, right in front of everybody, audience and all, dude. And I was just and I left it in the episode, even on the video. So I just left it in there. It's pretty funny. But I did have, Nicole's like, you got the best spot in town. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I was at 10:00 Monday before it opened. And it was right there at Podcast Pavilion 1. So everybody trying to get in this central hall had to come right there. She goes, yeah. She's like, you're in the main shot in the background of everybody taking a picture of the big crowd trying to get in. I was like, why don't you tag me in that post then?
That's awesome. I didn't think about that. That is probably a good time. You just got to.
I never even thought about it.
Lure them over,
there was people just sitting there waiting and stuff. So it was just packed. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I was a guest with Evan on Let's Vent podcast, the one that he just started, the HVAC Secret Service, whatever it used to be. But that was a good show. He had a pretty decent crowd too. I like being a guest sometimes because I don't have to like. I don't feel like I have to carry the show. You know what I mean? Like I can just, especially ones like these when they're digital, because I'm just talking. I don't got to be in the background clicking shit and watching this. But yeah, sometimes being a guest is just as fun as hosting the show. It doesn't really matter.
Dude, my guest last night, dude, like it was easy. Like you have those shows where like your guest just talks and you don't have to do nothing. You ever have those guests where they just talk and you're just sitting there chilling. You're like, okay, this is the easiest show I've had all week, all year. And that was last night, dude. The dude just wanted to talk and talk and talk. And I was just like, and Jason came on late and Jason started talking. So I was like pretty much just sitting there just like watching the stream, like, interacting with the audience and stuff, letting them do their thing.
Yeah, the only thing, so if there's more like you and Jason, that's one thing. But with me, I put a stop to that only because it was hard for the audio for people to listen, because for me, the audio is what pays the bills and people want dialogue. So I tell people, when they come on, I say, hey, no long-winded answers. Like it has to be a back and forth. You know what I mean? It's got to be able for the audio. And that's why sometimes like I don't have to do it with people like I know, like friends, especially podcasters, but people that I don't know, if they get on here and they start talking, like I'll just interrupt them and be like, man, that's great, but I'd love to get on to this just because I got to be able to, the audio podcast is what pays the bills. And that's why I like having a guest. Like I love the shows. I did a lot of them where it was like just me and the chat. But the problem is they're fun.
It's hard to follow.
Exactly. When you're listening to audio, they don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I thought I was going to see downloads like take a dip, but I didn't. But I wanted to get back to having guests and people on. They're just, they're just better shows. And then, I'll go back to doing the just me shows every once in a while. My plan is I would love to have a guest every episode, which I'm starting to book people up. And then like on the weekends, like maybe like a Saturday or something, get back to doing those.
Hang out.
Yeah, dude, back in the day when I first got in here, man, like those were the shit when you had a bunch of people, you're all on camera, you're sitting there bullshitting about stuff. They were so much fun. I'd love to get back to doing them.
Yeah, that was my first one was with Ryan Huseman. And that was fun. That kind of got me like, okay, I can do this. Maybe I can do this. And it kind of got my interest peaked in it and just kind of took off from there.
Hey, if it wasn't for as much as I bitch about him, if it wasn't for John Israel, I wouldn't be. I
haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, and I joke, but if it wasn't for him, back when I first got in here, the only podcasts that were out were Brian Orr, and it was the Cowboys of HVAC. And John had got me to be a guest on his show, and then asked me. He said, "Hey, people like you. You want to be my co-host?" Obviously, John was not a great person, but if that experience never happened, there would never be an HVAC Uncensored. So it is what it is. Shit happens for a reason. I never back then thought I would be a podcaster. If you said that back then, I'd be like, yeah, okay. So it's funny how things work out. Yeah, HVAC After Dark. Yep, we definitely did that. I don't know if they're still out. And it's also funny because, and I'm not taking shots at John. He didn't have a business acumen about him. Because I remember when he was getting sponsors, and he's like, dude, they're giving us $250. And I'm like, nice. And then when I started doing this myself, and I was like, yeah, I don't do shit for $250. And that's why, like, even when I started telling you guys, man, like I talk to other people who are influencer podcasters because I want them to make their money. Because I know these companies pay. This podcast has done very well for a very long time. And I want others to do it too. These places will fucking pay.
Yeah. And they're going to try to get you for free stuff. Oh, we'll send you this. We'll send you this. We'll send you this. Like I've done some stuff with a company and like they want to send me stuff. I'm like, oh, you're going to make it worth my while. You're going to send me all kinds of stuff. Like if you want me to do it, like you're giving me all the supplies I need to use this tool for a couple of years. And okay, cool. They just write it off. I mean, it is what it is. They give me the ones with the shitty labels that they can't sell, and
the crooked shit.
Yeah, the labels are like, looks like it was like sat on someone's dash for like 2 years. You can't hardly read it. I'm like,
Stuff they sell
whatever.
at
I'll use it.
Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
Yeah, that's funny. The Amazon crate you can buy.
Exactly. Well, I did it for a little bit where I had some companies that didn't want to do full sponsorships, but they would pay for an episode. And I was charging them anyway from, $500 to like $750 for one fucking episode. And I didn't guarantee that I would even put out the audio, but I would just package it all up. I would give them the video, the audio, the screens and stuff like that. But the only thing is 95% of those episodes suck dick. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm like, dude, if I don't know you or know what you're coming to talk about or somebody else referred you, I'm just not doing them anymore. They weren't fun. The only thing funny about those episodes, I said something last week with Everett, is when the chat would be like making fun of the guest and the guest doesn't know. And I'm trying to keep a straight face. Like I want to bust out laughing, but they're like, or if you bring somebody on and I know more about the fucking topic than they do. And I'm like, this is what you do for a living? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I got somebody who wants to pay me for one episode a quarter and just have their people on. I'm like, well, I probably would have done it for free if you would have said, but you come with that. It's like, we'll see. Yeah. The first one wasn't too bad, so I don't know. We'll see how the second one goes. If it's someone's boring and it's trash conversation, that'll be it.
Yeah. Or it's fine. Just don't put out the audio. That's what I tell them. Like it can be a fun. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Like, okay, it's a video. Here's you got your copy of it. Do what you got to do. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Cause like I said, for me, the video is cool, but I mean, it's like, when people talk, I'm like, dude, I don't have a whole bunch of like subscribers on a lot of these, like on YouTube or even Instagram for that matter. I mean, my Facebook group's pretty decent, but I don't even go in that fucking group. I'm scared of my own group.
I quit posting in there because they kept deleting it. Like your admins kept deleting my shit, so I quit posting in there. I was like, assholes. Yeah, that was last year. They were deleting.
Tell me, I'll say something. My buddy Brian runs it, but if I say that you're a friend of mine, he loves that group and he's been taking care of it, so I don't really say shit. People message me all the time, like, "Hey, Gil, I got kicked out, man. Can you find out why?" I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, why? Don't message me. I don't care. But so for me, audio is where it is. That's why people That's why people, sponsor this show. So I got to make sure that the downloads, stay what it is, or then people aren't going to want to do it anymore. Yeah,
and I struggle with like following that stuff because I feel like my stuff's super niche, like the kitchen side of it, and I get kind of bummed out or burnt out sometimes about the numbers. And I was like, and so I just kind of not look at it. And, I work with some companies and they don't really ask for numbers and, they're just there for me. So I can't complain. I mean, if they ask for numbers, I give them to them, but hell, I can't realize I even check numbers, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, some do and some don't. And like, there's more than one way to do it. Like for me, I am heavily audio based. That's just how I've been. I want to diverse a little bit, but if you have a good, like, Instagram following or, a TikTok following, and then you do decent downloads, like it averages out. The people are still getting what they pay for. They're getting recognition. For me, it just happens to be audio. And I've always wondered, I don't know why so many people download my show. Sometimes I think the fucking episodes suck. I don't know if it's just because people are like, I've gotten enough people that just have me on their download list and don't really realize it, but whatever, I'll take it until it stops.
Yeah, I'm just along for the ride, man. I have fun with it. I take it serious some days, and some days I don't. There's days I don't want to do it. I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I'm the worst person about scheduling. So it'll be like a Monday or a Tuesday. I'm like, hey, you guys know anybody can come on the show this week? And we record on Wednesdays. They're like, no, you're just not thinking about this. I'm like, yeah, let me see if I can find somebody. So I'm trying to get better about it. It's a pain in the butt, man. I got a full-time job and people don't do it, kind of don't realize like this is the second full-time job if you want to be successful at it.
It is. And
especially stay consistent.
Yeah, exactly. The consistency is hard. And the last like year or, it's been a struggle with everything I've had going on. I won't even lie. And that's why I had to push my shows back from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 because 8 just wouldn't work. Like when I get home and now it's just me taking care of my daughters and shit like that. Like You know, I'm getting down here at the last minute, and then my mom too. So it's but definitely trying to get back on track, you know, this year. And my sponsors have been great because, to be honest, I thought some of them were going to tell me like, "Hey, Gil, we love you, but Jesus, it's business is business." But they weren't. They were all cool. You know, they're like, "No, we get it." So far so good. There's a few of them that have actually popped off that I need to recycle, get some new ones, and actually open it up, because I haven't opened up sponsorship in a while, because I've had the same ones for a long time. But like HOUSECALL Pro, they have one more payment and they're done. VETO, I won't even talk about that on air. But let's just say there should be some checks in the mail that I haven't received.
I had a CRM company jump in my inbox and like wanted all kinds of information. And I was like, you know, I told him, I was like, look, I work for this company. We are a big multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. I'm like, we use this software, and they didn't even say no or anything. Just ignored me, like left me on red. And I was like, cool, problem solved.
Well, and I had a couple of, like, me with those softwares, like I used HOUSECALL Pro. Like now we use Service Titan. And I had one Field Pulse. Guys were good. The software looked awesome, but it was like, I'm not switching. And if I don't use it on a day-to-day basis, I have to be honest. You know, so it was just hard to do that. I know Jobber messaged me. I've heard that they're great to work with, but I'm not switching. So it's like, I'm not going to take your money and lie to people. I can't do that.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. That's why I was honest. I'm never going to push something I won't use. If they're a sponsor, it's somebody I've used or will use or feel comfortable using or recommending. I mean, that's just me as a person. I'm not going to, you know, I see a lot of these guys out here, and one day they're pushing Milwaukee, the next day they're pushing Rigid, and then they're back to Milwaukee. I'm like, well, you guys are like, that kind of like irks me. It kind of makes me, I don't know if I think less of people, but I'm like, man, they're just in it for something free or money. And I'm like, I just try to stick with brands that, you know, are cool to me and that I would actually use.
Yeah, I always say, if I wouldn't say something about you for free, I won't say something paid. And I also make sure it's all trade related brands. I'm not on here, you know, fucking selling office chairs or fucking, you know,
on TikTok posting, trying to sell stuff on TikTok for commission.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like fucking cock pills. Sometimes I used to, like back in the beginning before I had sponsors, I wanted to get back to making some of those fake ones, you know, like just a fake one and seeing what it was.
My problem is my day job. Like I got to watch what I do with my day job, but I'd love to have I do have a spoof account out there. I'm not telling anybody who it is. There's a couple people know who it is, but I have a spoof account there where I go pretty hard on some people. And, I you know, because my day job, I've got in trouble because I posted some stuff and they're like, they call me like, hey, Pat, can you take that down? I'm like, but it's doing really well. And they're like, yeah, you got to take it down.
I see.
I mean, I respect them. They pay my bills. So,
yeah, no, for sure. I see you, Ryan. I mean, I get what you're saying, brother, but I'll be honest, dude. Like for me, the friendships is the best part. Like when I go to AHR, it's to see all my friends. And then the other stuff is secondary. Obviously, I have to do it, but the relationships, the networking, to me has always been the biggest part.
There's a few people I always search out. Like I always make sure I see you. I always make sure I talk to Chris Stevens. Always make sure I talk to Brett Wetzel, Ty, Eric Kaiser. There's people that I always want to talk to. Yeah, there's people I always want to talk to, and everybody else, like if I see them, I see them. There's a core group of people that like, even if I quit doing this, we'd still be friends. You know what I mean? And I always make sure I see them.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, some of my best friends in the world, man, I've been from, he said, Pat is your spoof account, Tim. Here, I'll put I can't even say the last name. It's up on the screen.
Tim DeStasio? No, it's not Tim DeStasio. I wish. No, that's funny.
That's funny. But shit, man, we're a few minutes after fucking 10 here, man. I won't keep you too much longer, brother. I appreciate you on you know, short notice hopping on here, man. I'm glad to have you back on. I'm glad that I'm glad to see the show is doing so well, man. Like I said, for when you started, I see that you're consistent. I see all your stuff popping up, and the fact that you're there every week, it's awesome. Like I want to watch my friends and support them as much as possible. A lot of times I'm not there live, but I try to go back and click different things and watch different things. So it's awesome, man. I'm glad to see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's one of my things. Like if I follow my friends on social media and I try to like all their posts or interact, even if it is like a thumbs up or, some fire emojis or something, at least try to interact a little bit. People think I'm crazy for doing it, but like, no, I want to see them succeed. I want to see them grow. And even if I can just interact for 1 second, maybe that helps them out. You never know. So
Yeah, and I try and like I felt it was funny that I didn't last night, but even Everett messaged me and was like, "Hey man, I know that you normally do Wednesday nights. I'm sorry, I had a special thing booked that I'm doing it." And
yeah, I was giving him hell. I was like, dude. He had a good lineup. I was like, I gotta compete with these guys. This isn't fair. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
I like Everett. I was in his live stream last week because Megan was in there, and I just kept saying over and over, she's kind of a big deal. She said it to me for 2 years since I won. Now she won, so now I got to rub it in her face. She's kind of a big deal.
That's funny. Yeah, she's been doing awesome, man. I have to try to get her on and talk to her. It's just now there's like back in the day there wasn't that many of us, so like everybody kind of had their night. But now there's so many shows, it's kind of hard to not. And your loyal people are gonna come. Like normally, like there's probably 20 of them that I know that they're gonna be here, like regardless.
Yep.
And then sometimes, I mean, it's funny. I've done some shows, not anything recently, but where I had a couple hundred people counting Facebook. Even though Facebook's been weird here lately with the being able to stream into the groups and shit like that. But yeah, but like I said, once again, I like the people that are in here. It's more about the audio, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys, your normal show is Wednesday nights at what time?
8 p.m. Eastern. So we used to do Thursday, and then Jason wanted to watch football, so we started doing Wednesday, and we guys been on Wednesday 8 p.m. every single time. So it's good. We got our normals. Nasty's always in there. Brian Sanders is always in there. We've got our group. It just depends. Most time we have the same core group, and they're supportive and they have fun, and that's all. That's all that matters. I enjoy it.
Well, hey, we can make this like the lineup, dude. We can start posting because I moved mine to 9. I'm not 8 anymore, so they can see you guys at 8. And then come right to me at 9. So we don't got to compete. We can put it out like, hey man, Wednesday nights, check out Commercial Kitchen Chronicles, then go to HVAC Uncensored.
Yeah, I'm always done by 9 because generally I get up at like 4 a.m. Eastern time. So I'm like, Wednesday's my late night. So Thursdays I'm dragging butt at the gym.
Yeah, no, this is late for me because I'm up early. Normally it's like 5 is the latest. So I'm definitely feeling it. So probably going to have to close this thing out here, man. But thank you, buddy. Once again, I really do, appreciate you coming on in such short notice, dude. You always know you're more than welcome to come on here whenever you want, brother. Just hit me up. And if you ever need me for anything, I'm down. I'm there.
I appreciate it, man. I've been a big fan of yours even before I started doing this. I started doing this kind of stuff because of people like you and Tool Pros and Brian Orr and Eric Ani, those guys, like you and all them just been out here for years just grinding. And I was like, I can do this. And then some days I wish I hadn't, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I just get in moods some days and I don't want to do it.
Well, keep going, man. People don't realize the consistency is probably 95% of the battle, dude. Once you get on the microphone and start talking, it's fine. It's just getting up here. Like even tonight, and I knew you were going to be here. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. Like, I'm like, Pat's in a hotel. He's probably not pressed, but then I get down here and get doing it. And it's like, I love it, and then when I'm done, I'm so grateful that I did it. So I just got to get down here, get the computer on, get the microphone in front of me, and I'm fine. But,
nice, man. I appreciate it, bud.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
All righty, man. Let's start to close this out. All you guys in the chat, man, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the mix up this week. I'm not sure if it's going to be next week. There's going to be another show that's going to be on a Thursday when I have I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 episodes or just one on a Thursday when I have Mr. Craig Migliaccio coming on because he can't do Wednesday nights. But I will let you guys know. With that being said, let's just plan on being here next Wednesday at the normal time, 9 p.m. All right. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. I'm glad to see a lot of new faces in here. Thank you. Some old faces I haven't seen. Ryan, glad to see you in here, brother. And then obviously the usuals. Thank all you guys for being here, man. I appreciate you guys. You know who you are. But yeah, Remember to follow the podcast on all the social media sites to stay up to date. If you haven't followed the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that kind of stuff, please do so. Make sure you like and share the stuff. It helps the show out. If you don't download the podcast wherever you get your podcast. It's on all of them. Wherever you get your podcast, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a 5-star review, not a 4, not a 3, a 5. It would be greatly appreciated. I got to get those back up. If it's not a 5-star review, if you could email me at info@hvacuncensored.com or hvacuncensored@gmail.com and let me know why you think it's not. And I take the feedback. I always say, just don't be an asshole. All right. But you guys are my consumer. You're my customer. I want to listen to what you guys have to say. All right. With that being said, remember, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Please be safe out there. I want each and every one of you to make it home the same way that you left. I don't care if you're driving home, you're putting up a ladder, making sure the breaker's turned off, checking a disconnect. Please, please be careful. It's a dangerous world we live in. And once again, I want each and every one of you to make it home the same way that you left. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. All right? There's no such thing as staying the same. You're either moving forward or backwards. Keep pushing yourself to be the best version of you. All right? Keep giving back to the trade, you know? I don't care where you are. You probably know more than somebody else. Just try to give back. Help somebody else. And that's how we can give back to this trade. And we can also hold the standard very high for what we have to do when we keep giving back and stop doing that like hoarding knowledge stuff. All right? Keep trying. Like I said, keep being the best version of you. Listen to a podcast, watch a YouTube video, read a book, an online course, whatever it is. Keep trying to better yourself. All right? Give a shit about other people. Spread positivity. With that being said, I love you, mofos, and I'll talk to you next week. All right? See you.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.